What's up guys, MrBayeasy here, and today we're going to be doing yet another interview with Shady. We did one before where I asked him a bunch of questions Halo related, and we're going to do so once again, so why don't you say what's up, Shady?
What's up?
Alright, so just like before, dude, basically answer to, first of all, to the best of your ability, and whether you've seen my videos or not, don't let my opinion sway you or whatever, say exactly what's on your mind, alright? So we're going to be moving forward fairly simply. It's just going to be loadouts. We're going to start with that. And this is a pretty simple question. So, would you rather have them or not have them in the game?
Halo,
loadouts.
Well, it depends. Like, if I'm playing Team Slayer, alright, so like in Halo 4, like there was a DMR, and that kind of messed the entire game up for a long time. So,
Okay.
it depends on like what I'm playing, you know? Because like, I don't want to play like Team Slayer, but everybody uses a one gun. Like, I'd rather just use the BR than the DMR the entire time, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, and just that actually transitions really well into the next kind of segment of this question. So, because the weapons aren't included in loadouts in Halo 5 Guardians, they have different time to kills. Okay, so essentially when they were in loadouts, they had they still had different time to kills, but now that they are not, they still have different time to kills. So, how do you feel about that? Would you rather them have like the same time to kill and be used? In loadouts, but they're essentially used for their attributes, like the DMR's long-range capabilities, or are you happier with them not being in loadouts and having different time to kills?
Well, if it was like the same time to kill, I think I'd rather have it in loadouts, you know? Just like for the fact that, nobody has an unfair advantage on me, like, it's not going to an assault rifle fight and the other guy has rockets, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, okay.
So,
So you're essentially okay with them having different time to kills as long as they're not in loadouts?
yeah.
Okay, and that is the current state as far as I know, according to the beta and what they've said about that. So it's pretty cool stuff. We're going to be moving on to armor. That's all we have to say about loadouts, at least for today. So we're going to be moving on to armor. So do you like the 343 version of like the armor aesthetics? And if you do or don't, like what do you dislike or like about it?
Like how it looked?
Yeah, like how the armor looks. Like, do you like that?
Well, yeah, I like that.
It's been kind of different, Yeah,
I liked it. I mean, I guess, like, I don't know how to explain, but Call of Duty Ghosts, like, you could change, like, a little bit, like, the things on your, like, armor. I think that was a neat part of it, but as long as, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, I liked how it looked, you know what I'm saying?
So you liked how the Halo 4 armor looked? Right, and so compared to, was that your favorite? Would you say that was your favorite of the looks of the armor, or let's even include Halo 2 Anniversary. Like, which one do you like the best out of all the Halos that you've played?
Out of all the Halos, I'd probably say Halo 2 Anniversary.
Halo 2 Anniversary, and so do you play Reach as well, or no?
No, I didn't really play Reach.
Okay. Yeah, I particularly one thing I did like about Reach was the armor. As a matter of fact, it just I don't know, it just looked kind of cool. So we're going to be moving on. To kind of thrust. So the thrust ability, you're familiar with that from Halo 4, right? And you've also played Advanced Warfare, which doesn't necessarily have thrust, but it has thrust-like attributes in the game. So you're familiar with it, and you've played with it for quite a bit now. But how do you feel about every player having thrust as kind of like the default attribute on the character? Because that is the way it is in Halo 5.
Well, as long as it's not something that changes the entire game, like in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, you could just boost in, kill somebody, boost out, and you're across the map. So it kind of took away from this skill advantage. So so as long as it's like properly like used, I guess it's not that bad.
Okay, but from your personal opinion, would you rather it be in the game or do you not like that?
Well, I'd rather it not be in the game, just because I haven't had a good experience with Advanced Warfare's boosting. But like Halo 4's boost wasn't bad,
Right, and it's essentially the same thing. It's just not an armor ability. It's something that's just on your character. You know what I mean? So it's essentially the same kind of motion and everything. But all right, that's cool. So now we're gonna move on to forging, which is actually the last topic, and I want to talk about this for a little bit. So what forging palette, so essentially like the editable material or the environment, would you like to see in Halo 5?
Well, I don't know how to explain it, but like, I think if you're gonna like customize your own map. I think everything, like every possibility, like that you want should be in it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but what I really mean is, so right now we have like the Forerunner forging palette, right? You get Forerunner style objects. You get like UNSC style objects.
Oh,
and I'm not saying
yeah.
I'm not even saying it has to be in the game. Like, what style of object or environment would you like to see as an editable thing within the game? And it doesn't have to be Halo related. You know, I've even brought up something like like the Covenant stuff. You know what I mean? Like how their stuff's all like rounded and purple. Yeah, so I brought that up. But what would you personally like to see?
Well, I like the Covenant stuff because it's like different. It's like, I don't know, more colorful, I guess. Then
okay,
I don't know. I just like colors, you know.
Colors are nice. So
I just don't know how to explain it. It gives like more flavor to the map, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, that makes sense because some of the best maps in Halo history have been Covenant-style maps. I mean, think Midship.
Yeah.
Some people have mixed opinions, but, you know, Zealot from Halo Reach, I really enjoyed that map. Some people, you know, have mixed feelings about that map, but I felt like it was a pretty good map. There's obviously some other ones as well, but that's pretty cool. So actually, we're going to add one more to the end of this, and this is something I've talked about quite at length in my commentaries. So I want to stress again, you know, really your opinion on this. Don't be swayed whether you've seen the videos or not. So I've talked pretty at length about like editable or not editable, toggleable abilities on, you know, basically in custom games and being able to turn things on and off. How do you feel about that? And do you think that that would really change the game and make it something that was fundamentally different than the way it was before?
Well, if you're going to cut, I feel like, all right, so like with the sensitivity, like I feel like you should be able to like go down like the most minute thing, because like you may like want something like in between 3 and 4, but you can't get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
like,
you're thinking maybe more like decimal points or rather than actual numbers, or maybe like percentages. Maybe I'm not sure.
Well, I just feel like sometimes like all right. So in Black Ops 2, like I've always had my sensitivity at 3. But like in Black Ops 2, I had to change to like 4 or 5, and it just didn't feel right like most of the game until I finally got used to it. I feel like if you could start off with what you want, it'd be a much more better experience.
Right, and so that actually isn't the full scope of the question, but I'm glad that you said that because that's something I didn't think about. But the full scope that I'm talking about is in the custom game. You know, you can change different settings and player attributes and whatnot. Yeah, like so for example, things like being able to turn on and off D-scope, which is something that's been in Halo for a long time, was taken out for a few games and is now reintroduced in Halo 5. You know, being able to turn sprint on and off, being able to turn the thrust ability on and off, which is, again, you know, pretty much tailored to all the characters in the game now. Do you think that that would be, you know, something that would be good for it, or do you think that that's not necessary?
Yeah, I think that would like after all, it is a custom game, so if you can't do that, I mean, I wouldn't really say it's like customizable. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I like D-scope, but like if I couldn't use it, I guess I'd play, you know, custom games a lot.
Right, and that's the point that I've made in my commentaries is that basically, you know, it doesn't even matter if you want it or if you think it would be a good idea. You know, someone out there would like to play that way. You know what I mean? Even if it's the most, you know, dumb thing you could think of. Like I brought up the example, like not being able to move and you can only punch, but you know, there's no point because you're never going to be able to move to punch the person. You know what I'm saying? So it's a really dumb game type, but I'm sure somebody out there maybe would want to play that. You know what I mean? It's really weird, but it would probably be really funny to watch, especially if they don't know that those are the settings when they're going into the game. So lastly, is there anything else that, you know, basically, I know I asked the same question in the last one, but, you know, now that you've had a little bit of time to think and, you know, a little time has passed, is there anything else that you'd like to see now that you've considered it? Is there anything else you'd like to see in Halo?
Well,
you know, added to it.
I don't know if they brought back D-scope, but I like D-scope.
They did bring back D-scope. D-scope's a thing now. Yep.
Because I feel like it adds more to the skill. I don't know how I feel about the boost and stuff, but I haven't really played it. You know.
The boost as in thrust.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I guess once I play it, then I'll have like, you know, how I, you know, feel about it, I guess. Because I don't want to like think like too much about it and then like not be satisfied from what like it's not what I thought it was. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's understandable. Yeah, basically, like I said, it's essentially exactly like Halo 4, just, you know, with Halo 4, you only had a certain amount, and then you had to, I think you had to let it recharge, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, in this, you can pretty much do it pretty consistently back to back, you know, but it's not it's more frequent than Halo 4 is what I'm trying to say, and it's not an armor ability as far as I know. I don't know if armor abilities are in the game, but if they are, you know, theoretically you should be able to put them on top of thrust abilities.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, that's pretty cool, man. I'm glad that you did this again. Guys, we're going to be coming back with some more questions next time. I didn't feel like we could do the entire list, so next time around, we're going to be asking them the next set of questions, but either way, I hope you enjoyed. Rate the video what you think it deserved, and if you'd like to become a Sage in training, make sure you subscribe today. This has been MrBayeasy, your favorite Sage, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.